Welcome back to International Crime Zone, where the darkest corners of human behavior are exposed. Today we revisit a case that shook the United Kingdom to its core, the tragic murder of 16-year-old Leanne Tiernan. Though it happened in 2000, this story remains one of the most haunting and widely referenced in British criminal history. A bright, innocent teenager vanished one winter evening, only for her life to be cut short in the most calculated and chilling way imaginable. Stay with us as we uncover the suspenseful twists, shocking discoveries, and relentless pursuit of justice that defines this haunting tale. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because every detail will grip you until the very end. Leanne Tiernan was a cheerful 16-year-old, full of life and surrounded by the warmth of family and friends. On December 26, 2000, she left her home in Leeds expecting to spend a quiet evening visiting a friend. But that night she vanished. The streets were quiet, the cold winter air brushing past houses and empty pavements while Leanne's absence went unnoticed until her family realized she had not returned. That moment marked the start of a terrifying nightmare that would engulf an entire community. Her mother, Carol, initially assumed Leanne had stayed longer with her friend. But when phone calls went unanswered, fear began to take hold. The police were called, and what started as a hopeful search for a missing teenager quickly evolved into a chilling investigation. Officers scoured the neighborhood, questioned friends, and followed any lead, yet each hour that passed only deepened the uncertainty. The quiet streets of Leeds seemed more sinister as the reality of a possible abduction began to sink in. As days went by, the community rallied, distributing flyers and sharing information. CCTV footage provided fragmented glimpses of Leanne, but nothing substantial to locate her. Every unconfirmed sighting was a pang of hope that quickly faded, leaving friends, family, and investigators suspended in dread. The atmosphere was tense, filled with whispers of fear, speculation, and the chilling realization that something far darker than a simple disappearance might be unfolding. The search for Leanne grew more urgent with each passing day. Police and volunteers combed parks, wooded areas, and streets, leaving no stone unturned. The chilling thought that a young girl had been taken from a familiar environment gripped the town. Residents walked with caution, parents kept children indoors, and every passerby was scrutinized. The investigation became a community-wide effort, yet each tip seemed to lead nowhere, intensifying the suspense and fear surrounding her disappearance. Investigators explored every possible lead, questioning friends, neighbors, and acquaintances. The theory of an abduction by someone familiar with Leanne's routine began to emerge. Forensic teams examined the environment meticulously, while detectives worked around the clock. The community watched with a mixture of hope and dread as the authorities pieced together the evidence, revealing just how methodical and premeditated the potential crime might be. Media coverage brought national attention, amplifying both support and anxiety. Images of Leanne's smiling face adorned newspapers, posters, and television reports, invoking empathy and heartbreak across the country. Yet for her family, every day without answers was torture. Each evening passed with mounting tension, the haunting possibility that Leanne might not return overshadowing every attempt to maintain hope. On January 20, 2001, the nightmare became reality. A dog walker discovered a parcel buried in a remote area near Otley, West Yorkshire. Initially dismissed as trash, the horrifying truth soon emerged. Inside were the remains of Leanne Tiernan. The discovery shocked the nation. Forensic officers meticulously documented the scene, revealing a level of planning and care in the concealment that indicated a calculated killer. For the Tiernan family, relief at finally knowing the truth was intertwined with unbearable grief. Forensic examinations uncovered chilling details. Leanne's body had been wrapped with string, disposed of in a remote location, and handled with a precision that betrayed a sinister intellect. The killer had attempted to erase all evidence, but microscopic traces remained. Fibers, dog hairs, and other forensic clues that would ultimately unravel his identity. Police knew that the individual responsible was not impulsive but methodical, hiding a monstrous obsession beneath a facade of normalcy. The discovery ignited nationwide attention, with newspapers and television programs capturing both the horror and the investigation's intensity. The story was no longer just about a missing teenager. It was a stark reminder of the dangers lurking in the shadows. Leeds, and the country at large, was gripped by a chilling blend of sorrow, fear, and anticipation, as everyone waited to see if justice could be achieved for the young girl whose life had been so violently stolen. Forensic evidence became the lifeline of the investigation. Fibers, dog hairs, and trace DNA collected from the crime scene provided crucial leads. Experts concluded that these microscopic details could link a suspect directly to the murder, narrowing the scope of the investigation. Detectives worked around the clock, cross-referencing every piece of evidence, analyzing patterns, and interrogating potential suspects. The hunt for Leanne's killer was relentless, a meticulous dance of deduction and forensic science. Criminal profilers suggested that the perpetrator was organized, obsessive, and highly familiar with Leanne's routine. His actions were calculated, indicating both control and a dangerous compulsion. This insight helped detectives focus on specific individuals with prior offenses and behavioral tendencies that matched the profile. The combination of psychology and forensic science provided the first real hope that the murderer could be caught before striking again. As leads were analyzed and suspects scrutinized, the police remained vigilant. Every tip was investigated, every trace evidence cross-checked. Public appeals continued, urging witnesses to come forward. Leeds, gripped by fear and curiosity, watched the investigation closely. And then finally, the painstaking work paid off. The pieces began to converge, pointing toward a man whose carefully hidden dark obsession had been unveiled by the smallest of details. The focus narrowed to John Taylor, a man with a history of sexual offenses and disturbing tendencies. Profilers noted his obsessive nature and methodical behavior, suggesting that he had meticulously planned the abduction and disposal. Taylor had studied Leanne's routines, striking with precision, believing he could evade justice. But his own traces, fibers, hairs, and small mistakes had betrayed him, giving detectives the edge they needed. Investigators examined Taylor's lifestyle, habits, and history, comparing each forensic clue to known patterns of predatory behavior. Interviews, surveillance, and careful observation revealed inconsistencies and subtle signs of guilt. Taylor's ordinary exterior masked a dark mind, a predator capable of horrific planning. The meticulous detective work highlighted the danger of those who blend seamlessly into society while harboring deadly obsessions. The tension reached a peak as police prepared to make their move. Every decision was calculated. One misstep could allow a dangerous man to slip away. Leeds and the nation waited, holding their collective breath. The city knew that capturing Taylor was not just about justice for Leanne. It was about preventing further tragedy and confronting the unsettling reality that monsters can live among us, unnoticed until it is too late. In February 2001, detectives arrested John Taylor, bringing a measure of relief to a grieving nation. Taylor initially denied involvement, but forensic evidence and meticulous investigation left no room for escape. Officers escorted him from his home, handcuffed and under strict supervision. His carefully constructed facade crumbled as the investigation closed in, revealing the monstrous reality behind his ordinary exterior. During interrogation, Taylor's composure faltered. Step by step, detectives confronted him with evidence, fibers, dog hairs, and the meticulous planning that had led to Leanne's death. Slowly, he admitted to aspects of the crime, confirming the worst fears of the family and community. Each confession revealed chilling details of obsession, premeditation, and the cruel mind that had orchestrated her murder. The arrest reverberated nationwide. Leeds breathed a tentative sigh of relief, knowing that justice was finally underway. Yet the chilling realization remained. A monster had lived among them, and only the precision of forensic science and relentless detective work had prevented further harm. The case became a testament to the power of persistence, vigilance, and scientific investigation in exposing even the most calculated criminal. The trial of John Taylor was intense and closely followed. Courtrooms were packed as prosecutors presented a meticulously detailed case, highlighting the premeditated nature of the murder and the forensic evidence that sealed Taylor's fate. Witnesses recounted events leading up to Leanne's disappearance, painting a portrait of obsessive behavior and calculated evil. The defense attempted to cast doubt, challenging evidence and psychological profiling, but the weight of forensic and testimonial evidence was overwhelming. Fibers, DNA, and other trace elements linked Taylor directly to the crime. Emotional testimonies from Leanne's family underscored the human cost, the devastating impact of a young life stolen, leaving the jury and public alike shaken and horrified. Ultimately, the jury returned a verdict of guilty. Taylor was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole, reflecting the calculated cruelty of his actions. Justice, painstakingly pursued through evidence, expertise, and persistence, had prevailed. For the Tiernan family, relief was tempered by grief, yet the verdict offered a measure of closure in a case that had captivated and horrified an entire nation. The murder of Leanne Tiernan left a lasting mark on Leeds and communities across the UK. Schools implemented safety protocols, parents heightened vigilance, and public awareness campaigns stressed the importance of reporting suspicious behavior. The tragedy catalyzed initiatives focused on child safety and personal protection, creating a legacy born from loss. The Tiernan family, though devastated, became advocates for awareness. Carol Tiernan spoke publicly about vigilance and prevention, ensuring that Leanne's story served as a cautionary tale. The public's empathy and support reinforced the collective sense of responsibility toward protecting young lives, while also highlighting the resilience of a family enduring unimaginable grief. Law enforcement reflected on the case as a model of meticulous investigative work. The integration of forensic science, psychological profiling, and community engagement provided a roadmap for tackling similar cases. The story of Leanne Tiernan became both a somber reminder of human depravity and a testament to the relentless pursuit of justice. Years later, the case remains widely referenced in documentaries, books, and criminal psychology studies. Experts analyze the killer's meticulous planning, while students of criminology study the forensic breakthroughs that led to his capture. Public fascination endures, reflecting both horror and admiration for the investigative rigor that solved the case. The contrast between Leanne's innocence and Taylor's calculated evil continues to evoke deep emotions. Media retrospectives highlight the story's complexity, examining the meticulous premeditation, the emotional toll, and the broader societal impact. The narrative remains a cautionary tale about vigilance, awareness, and the dangers hidden behind ordinary facades. Leanne's story serves as a powerful reminder that even the smallest traces can reveal truth, that persistence and science can triumph over evil, and that communities united in grief and vigilance can create meaningful change. Her memory endures, haunting yet instructive, ensuring that the lessons of her life and death are never forgotten. In the aftermath, Leanne's legacy shaped public consciousness and investigative practices. Her family, while forever grieving, turned tragedy into advocacy. Communities implemented safety measures, and forensic science continued to evolve, guided by the lessons of the case. Though justice was achieved, the emotional scar remained, an enduring reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness humans can harbor. For the nation, Leanne's murder remains both a chilling warning and a testament to resilience, forensic ingenuity, and the pursuit of justice. Every investigation, every public appeal, and every careful analysis underscored the commitment to never let her story fade. The case became emblematic of how meticulous investigation, community involvement, and scientific precision can confront the most calculated of crimes. Thank you for watching this detailed look at the Leanne Tiernan case. Her story reminds us of life's fragility and the importance of vigilance, justice, and memory. If this video gripped you, make sure to subscribe to International Crime Zone and hit the notification bell. Comment below what shocked you most about this case and stay tuned for more chilling true crime stories that will leave you speechless. Until next time, stay aware, stay vigilant, and never forget the victims who inspire justice.